Hey everyone, you're watching the Esperanza 243. You're watching my book reading project of The Westing Game, part 24. So, I believe in part 23, we learned, not much actually, other than that Sam Westing decided to put down what he thought of the 16 people on their receipts instead of actually taking what the heirs wrote on the receipt, which is definitely interesting because doing that, people are realizing what they really are, or if they were absent-minded enough to actually write it. So, let's see, for the first pair, Jake Wexler I don't think Jake Wexler knew what he put down, but Sam Westing put down Bookie next to his name. For Chris Theodorakis, Sam puts ornithologist, which I think is what Chris should be anyways, considering he's always bird watching. Pair 5, Sam decided to put Grace's maiden name included instead of having it just Grace Wexler. So, which I find surprising that no one has bothered to respond, react to that, considering Bertha's ex-husband's last name is, Winkloppel. And for pair 6, Sam puts mother for Bertha Erica Crow. I think it's pronounced Bertha. I don't know. Perhaps it's Berth instead of Bertha. Who knows? Correct me, just to let me know. And because of what happened in parts 22, Grace breaking down and all, she and her husband ended up going to a cafe that they used to go to before they were married, and they drank, both of them, or maybe she did, they drank 3 bottles of wine. So Grace is like super drunk, which would explain why I decided to screw up her little speech impediment there in the last video. I thought that was kind of fun. Of course, I might as well just go ahead and reread that part because I love it. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and start. The faces were swirling, the floor was swaying. Grace grabbed the edge of the floating table and gave her answer in a thick, slurred voice. The newly decorated restaurant, who's on first? The Eater of Bath Lakes will hold its grand reopening on Sunday. The specialty of the day, rooted sea bass on purple waves. Grace sat down where the chair wasn't. Turtle gasped. Angela looked away. The heirs tittered as Jake helped his wife up from the floor. What is Table 5's answer, please? The lawyer pressed. Ed Plum, said Mr. Who. Yes, sir? That's our answer, Ed Plum. Oh. 6. Bertha Erica Crow, mother. Otis Amber, deliverer. Mother. Did I write mother? Crow mumbled. Is that your answer? Ed Plum asked. I don't know, Otis Amber replied. Is mother our answer, Crow? He could have sworn she had again signed the receipts, Good Salvation Soup Kitchen. Crow repeated mother, and that's what the lawyer wrote down. 7. Doug Who, Champ, Theo Theodorakis, Writer. Their clues. A chemical formula for an explosive and the letters Otis, and the letters O-T-I-S. Doug, basking in glory, didn't care. Theo stood, turned to the man he was about to accuse, and saw the scene in the soup kitchen. Saw Otis Amber cooking soup for the dirty, hungry men. No answer, Theo said, sitting down. 8. Sidel Pulaski, victim. Angela Wexler, person. Sidel was dressed for the occasion in red and white stripes. Leaning on crutches decorated with white stars on a field of blue to match the cast on her ankle, she hummed into a pitch pipe and began to sing notes above the pitch. Leaning on crutches decorated with white stars on a field of blue to match the cast on her ankle, she hummed into a pitch pipe and began to sing one note above the pitch she played. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of green, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. Of course, I would sing a little bit better than that, but I don't want to burst your ears. What a spectacle she made, her wide rear end sticking out, singing in that tuneless nasal voice. Their derisive smiles soon faded as, pair by pair, the heirs heard their code words sung. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Such a beautiful song, Grace Wexler slurred, but the others sat in somber silence. Even Turtle thought Table 8 had won. What is your answer? Ed Plum asked. Our answer, Sidel Pulaski announced with certainty, is Otis Amber. The heirs listened to the lawyer read the next document, but their eyes stayed fixed on Table 8's answer, Otis Amber. 13th. Okay, folks, there will be a short break before the big winner is announced. Berth Erica Crow, please rise and go to the kitchen for the refreshments. Dazed with fear, Crow rose. The 13th section. 13 was an unlucky number. Judge Ford told Sandy to follow her. Hey, Crow, old pal, do me a favor and fill this for me, he said, handing her his flask as they left through the door. I'll go on the wagon starting tomorrow. Promise. Angela left the room too, concerned over Crow's trance-like state. Turtle followed Angela to make sure she didn't end up in the fireworks room again. The judge remained seated, watching the remaining heirs, who were watching Otis Amber. The delivery boy had had enough of their suspicions. He swept a pointed finger across their range, imitating the sound of a machine gun. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Crow and Angela came back with 2 large trays. Turtle returned empty-handed, puzzled, but much relieved. The judge joined Denton, Deer, and Chris at table 3, bringing a plate of small cakes with her. None of the heirs have had plastic surgery as far as I can tell, the intern remarked. But your partner sure could have used some. Her partner is Sandy. What? The judge studied Sandy McSaller's prize fighter's face as he leaned against the open doorway. Their eyes met, and he lifted his flask in salute. "Anybody want a drink?" "Sure," Grace Wexler replied with a giggle, but Jake gave her a cup of strong black coffee instead. "We must keep our wits about us, Mr. McSallers," Judge Ford said, walking toward him. "Sam Westing has not made his final move." "Nothing like scotch to clear the head." He took a long swig, coughed, wiped his mouth on the sleeve of his uniform, and glared at Crow with narrowed, watery eyes. It was what he was expected. Theo grinned down at the chess table. White had made another move, a careless move. He licked the cake crumbs from his fingers, wiped his hand on a Westing paper tea napkin, and took his opponent's queen from the board. At least he had won the chess game. Perched on a corner of table 8, the young lawyer tried to start a conversation with Angela, ignoring Sidel Pulaski, who twice asked, Surely you must have the answer, Mr. Plum." She nudged her partner. "Surely you must have the answer, Mr. Plum," Angela said sweetly. "Oh, of course. At least I assume I do," he replied. "My instructions are to open the documents one by one at the scheduled time." He checked his watch. Oops! He was 1 minute late. Ed Plum hurried to the billiard table, tore open the next envelope, and pulled out the document, cutting his finger on the paper's edge. 14th. Go directly to the library. Do not pass go. Playing Monopoly, dear sir? Chapter 24. Wrong. All wrong. Grace Wexler clung unsteadily to Mr. Hu's arm. "Where are we going?" "Who knows?" Hu replied. "We didn't even pass go." Partner sat with partner at the long library table, moaning with impatience as Ed Plum opened another envelope, removed the tagged key, tried to unlock the top right-hand desk drawer, reread the tag, unlocked the upper left-hand drawer, and found the next document. 15th. Wrong. All answers are wrong. "What?" Sidel Pulaski cried. "I repeat, wrong. All answers are wrong. Partnerships are canceled. You are on your own alone. The lawyer will leave and return with the authorities at the appointed time. And time is running out. Hurry. Find the name before the one who took my life takes another. Remember, it is not what you have, it's what you don't have that counts." Madame Hu knew from the shifting eyes that a bad person was in the room. She was the bad person. They would find out soon. The Crush lady had her writing book back, but all those pretty things she was going to sell, they wanted them back too. She would be punished. Soon. "How much time do we have?" Turtle asked. Ed Plum left the library without answering, and locked the door. "Oh my!" Florence Bambach ran to the French doors. They opened. Sidel Pulaski complained of a chill, and the dressmaker had to shut the doors, but she left them unlatched, just in case. Mr. Hu said the tea tasted funny. Maybe they had all been poisoned. Denton Deer diagnosed paranoia. The doorman, who was pacing the room, replied that anyone who was not paranoid, after being told that the murderer would kill again, was really crazy. He stopped to pat Turtle's slumped shoulders. Cheer up, my friend. The game's not over yet, Sandy whispered. You can still win. I hope you do. Eldest Amber told everyone to sit where he could watch them. Theo rose. I think it's about time we played as a team and shared our clues and shared the inheritance. With the murderer? Well, alright, agreed. Sidel Pulaski still thought the answer had something to do with America the Beautiful. Does anybody have a clue where that is not in the song? I'm not sure, Doug said mischievously. Sing it again? No one cared for that idea. It is not what you have, it's what you don't have that counts. Jake Wexler reminded them. I am actually going to stop there. Actually, I'm not sure how many videos there will be next week, but I will let you guys know in a subtext somewhere above here when I upload this video. I will see you guys next time for part 25. Woo! Signing! This is the Esperanza 243, signing out.